Well, today I think I'm going to try and paint a master. Vincent van Gogh, Starry Night. Let's take a go at this and fill some of these frames up that I've made. I can't wait to show you how I do it. This is a canvas pad that was purchased at Michael's Craft Shop. Now, it actually is real canvas, it's not paper, and it does have gesso on it already. So they're perfect little pads. They're probably, I think I paid about $12 with the discount, so I think they're about $19.99 per pad. I'm sure you'll be able to find it much cheaper on Amazon. So it's different than watercolor paper. As you can see, it's actually real cloth. It's kind of neat because it's like perfect for doing miniatures. And before I start this project, I want to give a disclosure that I'm just using craft paint. I don't profess to be the greatest painter in the world. I think 99.9% of doing this kind of thing is just having the confidence to be able to just put it together and love what you do. So I'm not going to be doing an exact replica of Starry Night. I am going to be trying my very best to, just kind of give a reasonable facsimile of. So when you look at it, you'll say, oh, that's Starry Night, but it's just going to have some of the aspects because, of course, painting the entire thing in miniature would be really super difficult. So I'm just kind of laying down a background color. And when I paint, I like to paint in strips. So that means that I like to paint like at least 4 or 5 little pictures in a row and then kind of choose whichever one I like the best. And sometimes I'll paint 8 of the same painting and only end up using one of them. So, because only one of them is good enough to frame in my mind. So there is really no rhyme or reason to this, but it is kind of fun to be able to do it like this in strips because then that way you can see where you go wrong and make a correction on the next one. You'll see what I mean as I keep on going on this. Now, as I say, there's no right or wrong to this. It's just all in fun. So if none of this turns out, that's okay too. So it's just, I think 99.9% of it, as I say, is just the courage to try. So, I don't profess to be the best painter in the world, but I do have a heck of a lot of fun doing it. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of laying down the little swirls that are in the painting. And they've got kind of a whitish kind of background. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm going to be putting 3 paintings in total on this piece of canvas. So that was white, and now I'm going to put down the stars, which are kind of a yellow color. So yeah, just kind of filling it in, and you'll see how it works. Now, Vincent van Gogh, if you look at his original piece of art, it has a lot of what can you say? Like you can really see the brushstroke. And his brushstrokes seem to go in the direction of the way the painting is. You can see, like, as the swirl goes, the brushstroke kind of goes in the direction of the swirls. So I'm going to try and sort of replicate that. And as I say, like, this is not an exact replica of his work. This is just kind of, as I say, a reasonable facsimile of. So, yeah, so I'm just painting in whatever that is, that little mountain or tree that's in the foreground. And now I've got out the paint markers. So you don't have to use paint markers. I could have done this with a paintbrush. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting in little tiny lines all in the direction of the swirls. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'm trying to make it look like Vincent's little brush strokes. So I know it doesn't look like much, but it will actually turn out pretty good, to replicate the brush strokes. And then I'm going ahead and kind of using a paintbrush and trying to do little paint strokes around all of the little yellow or stars in the sky, just the way his painting is. And as you can see, it's a little bit more cumbersome with the brush than it is with the little paint markers, but it can be done either way. Those acrylic paint markers are actually quite a lot of fun to work with. So now I've got lots of different, so that's what inspired me to do this. I have lots of different um, blue paint markers, like in different shades of blue. So I'm going to go from dark to light, from the top to the bottom, and just kind of fill that in with a bunch of little paint strokes, so that are going to go from side to side. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And then I'm going in with the very lightest blue there on the bottom. So, and then I'm back to painting on whatever that is, the tree or the log that's in the foreground of the painting. And I'm just kind of layering in some greens and browns, and then I'm going back with the dark blue paint and painting in kind of the mountain range that appears in the front of it. So yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like so far. And then you'll notice there's a whole entire village in the bottom right hand side of the original painting, but the building that kind of sticks out the most for me is the church. So I'm just going to just put the church in. So as I say, I mean, I guess, one could replicate lots in the painting and try and do the whole entire painting. That's not kind of the look that I was going for. So I've painted the church in, and then I went in and highlighted the church in black. So that's kind of what it looks like. It's been dry for a while. I did speed up this video painting process, because otherwise it would have been a really long and boring video. So I did kind of speed it up. But I mean, as I say, the big thing with doing this is just having the courage to try it. Now, I absolutely know that these don't look exactly like Vincent van Gogh paintings, but they bring me joy. It was a lot of fun to do, and I like them. So, and I think that's all that counts. I think the worst thing that people do is they're way too critical of themselves. So, all you got to do is try it. Like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You hate the result? You had a relaxing evening doing something that was fun, and it didn't turn out. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me. So I've just learned you got to embrace life and just embrace your own creativity. And yeah, these paintings won't be for everyone. I get that. But I like them, and that's all that counts. So yeah, so I'm just kind of just kind of cut the little tiny paintings out and then kind of line them up. And you can see here, there you go. And then I'm just using some tacky glue to glue the little canvas onto the little frame. And as a finishing touch, I will absolutely 100% put brown paper on the backs of these, so you won't see how they're kind of cut out really unevenly. As long as they look good from the front, that's all I care about. And then I'll put brown paper on the back to fill it in perfectly. So once again, I'm just kind of using some tacky glue. I'm going around the porcelain frame, and I'm squishing it on, the painting on, and there you go. That's what it looks like. So yeah, I know it's not exactly Starry Night, but yeah, I think it looks pretty. and I'm kind of pleased with the results. I do understand that some people will look at it and say, "Oh, that's not exactly Starry Night," but that's not what I was going for. So, if you any of you that travel the world and go to miniature shows all over the place, will know that there are artists out there that can do exact replicas of these kind of paintings in tiny, 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 and that's great. But they also charge $500 to $700 for their work, not $10 for their work. So there is a difference. So some people will really like this and find it kind of charming, and other people will say, "Ugh, looks like a little kid painted it." I don't really care. I have the confidence to say I really like it, and that's all that counts. As long as you like your own work, then you're, usually your own worst critic. So yeah, so that's what they look like, and I'm super pleased, and I hope you enjoyed watching me do this. It was fun. It really was. It was a lot of fun. If you enjoyed today's video and would like to help support my channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee. Just go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Lisa Dobo. I'd really like to thank everyone that has helped to support my channel by going to buymeacoffee.com. It is appreciated more than you know. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. It's free to do it, and it really does help me out. It helps my channel grow. Please hit the notification bell, and then that way you'll know every time I upload a new video. And you might have to go in and do that more than once, because for some reason YouTube somehow shuts that off. I don't know why. Makes me crazy a little bit. And I really, really appreciate your comments. And once again, everyone, have the best day ever. And go try a Van Gogh. You can do it.